Neuqua Valley welcomes in opponents Waubonsie Valley, Naperville North, Naperville Central, and Metea Valley for this year's DVC girls diving meet. The divers preparing for sectionals next weekend at Metea Valley. First up, we have Neuqua's Amy Wachtel, who is performing a 1 somersault pike, and she gets a score of 29 from the 5 judges. The Wildcat ends the meet as the DVC runner-up. Up next is Naperville Central's Fiona Stevens, performing a forward 1.5 somersault pike. She gets a score of 31.5. A good start as she ends the night in 7th place. Next up is Naperville North's Elena Hepburn. She's doing an inward dive pike and gets a 30 from the judges. Hepburn would finish the night in 6th place for the Huskies. The first Mustang to the board is Callie Karsten. She does a forward dive pike and earns a 30 from the judges as well. Up next is Karsten's MV teammate Emily Thompson. She performs a reverse 1 somersault tuck and gets a 29 on the dive, helping her finish in 5th place. To the board for the first time tonight is 2019 state champion Jane Reese from Neuqua Valley, performing a 2 inward somersault tuck. She gets a score of 38.5 for this dive. The first Waubonsie diver to the board tonight is Lexi Shiro, performing a forward 1 somersault straight dive. She gets a score of 27.5 from the judges. Next up from Naperville Central is Abby Wood. She performs an inward 1 somersault tuck and gets a score of 32. One of the better scores on the night as she ends up in 3rd place overall. Heading to the board is Dub V's Malik Abdallah, doing an inward dive pike and earning a score of 34.5, one of the top scores that would help the Warrior to a 4th place finish. Next up for Naperville North is Irene Egbers. She does a forward 1.5 somersault tuck and gets a score of 27.5. Wrapping up the night is Jane Reese once again, performing a back 1.5 somersault twist. She gets another 38.5 that helps her win the DVC meet for a 2nd straight season. Her final score is 436.85. The season comes to a close at sectionals on Saturday morning.
Started off a little rough, and I was like, oh wow, like I kind of need to turn it around. But I think having my teammates here like really helped, and just like the positive atmosphere with everyone cheering, so that like got me back on track. I kind of feel both ways. Like one, I'm kind of sad because like I could have had another chance, but on the other end, like that pressure isn't gonna be there, and I can just end on sectionals and be like, okay, like by high school season, like I ended off on a good note, you know. So I don't know how I feel yet. I know I'll be sad like after sectionals is done because I want to like continue with high school season. But yeah.